All right, so friends watching from home or via the recording, I invite you to have a blanket that you can roll up, and I would keep it just this length. So not super long, because it's going to support our spine for supported fish. And if you don't have a rolled up blanket or a bolster, you can use blocks. I'll show you what it's like for blocks. Blocks aren't as comfortable. So either a rolled up blanket or a couple of blocks. And get yourself into a comfortable seated position. I'm going to get a couple blocks so I can demonstrate the support of the fish. And just kind of get comfortable, maybe warm up the hips a bit. Have a favorite practice for warming up the hips, go right ahead with that. So I'll do a little windshield wiper in here, taking some left and right. You can do the same, or maybe hugging knees to chest. And circling them out and around a few times, whatever works for you. And then come to your comfortable seat. Maybe propped up on the edge of that rolled blanket or edge of cushion. Either wide-legged diamond, soles 2 feet together, or legs crossed. With hands resting on knees or thighs, close your eyes and take a soft, steady gaze. Rolling shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And next time you roll shoulders up, back, and down, pause there with that nice opening through chest and collarbone. Sitting up tall, imagine drawing those hip bones to navel, navel drawing towards. Begin to deepen your breath. Slow, steady breath in. And slow, steady breath out. Honoring the breath, honoring the power of breath, slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. See if you can lengthen your exhalation a few counts more than your inhalation. So let's say you inhale to the count of 3. Exhale to the count of 5. Inhaling to the count of 3. Exhaling to the count of 5. Honoring the power of the breath to bring us here to this present moment. Where all possibilities exist. Honoring the breath, supporting us in a calm nervous system. And the way the breath tones our respiratory system, lungs, chest, gets toned with each slow, steady breath. And you can continue with this breathing into the count of 3, breathing out to the count of 5, or you can shift to vagus breath, which we engaged with last week, inhaling through the nose for the count of 4. Out, exhale through pursed lips, soft lips for the count of 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through pursed lips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Continue at your own pace. Either slow, steady breath in and out, or the Vegas breath. In through the nose, out. One more round of breath wherever you are. Slow, steady breath in and out. And then return to typical breath. Breath back. Notice. Inhale, eyes float open. Exhale, feeling your seat. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, heart reaches forward. Walk your hands away from you. Just enough that you can reach heart forward and do a little rock side and side to side. Lifting out of hips, lifting out of lower back, a gentle stretch to begin the practice. And then walk hands back, close to you. And sit up tall, roll those shoulders up and down a few times. And then we'll come to supported fish. So as I said, we have a rolled up blanket. You want it sort of that shorter length versus the long length. And place it so that you can rest starting at the middle of your back, right where, let's say, your bra strap is, to just behind the neck. And you may want a cushion or a block for your head in supported fish. We sit in front of the blanket with some space, because again, we want the bottom edge of the blanket to start in the middle back. So give it a try. And slowly recline back. You may try different heights with the block. This is not working. There we go. And we want the shoulders to be rolling on either side of whatever it is that's under your spine. It's a really nice shoulder. So if you have blocks, instead of the blanket, you're going to have a block here for underneath, middle back to upper back. Again, edge of the block lines up with where the bra strap is. And head can rest on the block. Shoulders are rolling on either side of the block. So there's that nice opening. Some people like to have a blanket underneath the head or a cushion. Particularly if you've got any concerns about your neck or if neck is feeling stiff, put that blanket underneath the head. And a lot of options for the feet. So in traditional fish, legs are extended long. We're kind of zipping them together, pressing ankles. And knees towards one another. That's not always the best thing for people's lower backs. So you can have feet wide, knees touch. Or butterfly legs, or reclined Baddha-Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. So everybody's got to find fish that works for them. Number one is, how is that block or bolster or blanket feeling? Make any adjustments. Shoulders are falling on either side of the blanket or cushion or block. And when you feel yourselves set up, and deepen the breath again. Maybe imagine breathing into the center of your chest, slow, steady breath in. And slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath in. And slow, steady breath out. And for some people, they just can't quite find the right position for fish. And if that's the case, tuck your chin, roll to one side, and shift the blocks over. And just focus on resting on the mat, back on your mat, knees touching. Slow, steady breath into the chest. Slow, steady breath out. Five rounds of breath here. 5 more rounds of breath and support. And turn out that slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. And if the feet are on the mat, extend your legs long. So legs extend long. Inhale, extend arms overhead. Stretching long. Fingers spread wide. Maybe you curl your fingers, warming up the joints there. And then hook your thumbs. So one thumb hooks the other. And as you try to draw them away from one another, notice how that enhances the stretch. So thumbs are hooked, and try to pull them apart as you reach overhead. And then release, arms come down the side, tuck your chin, feet onto the mat, roll to one side off your blanket or bolster or cushion. And then lift up. Moving your props off to the side. And come onto your back again. So legs are long, we'll inhale, arms overhead. Just as we did on our props, stretching long, fingers spread wide, a little curl. Warming up those finger joints. And then hook thumbs, other thumb this time, hooks. And try to pull those thumbs away from one another, with arms extended overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug right knee to chest. Right knee to chest, circle that ankle in one direction. And then the other. Take some left and right with that right knee. And inhale, exhale, hugging right knee to chest. Drawing it closer towards chest, towards shoulder. Holding on to the knee with your left hand, open the right arm out to the side. Take a breath in. And draw that left knee to right knee, right thigh, over to the left. Opening up here, turning the lower right. So we want to keep that right shoulder on the ground, on the mat. That may mean that your knee doesn't go very far to the left, that's okay. Breathe in here. You have that option, if you want to play with a hamstring stretch, of extending that right leg long. Just sort of support the knee with the palm of the hand, pressing through the heel. Feeling into the back of the leg. We're staying here in the twist. Take a breath in. Exhale, come back through center. Hug right knee to chest again. Extend that right leg up in the air, holding on the back of the leg. Keep a bend in that right knee. We're just beginning, warming up the body. So no pushing or forcing, particularly with hamstrings. Breathing into the back of the leg. And then rest that right ankle on left thigh. Slide the left foot towards you. Forward plank. So right knee is opening out to the right side, staying here. Sliding a block under the foot or reach your right hand between the opening. Drawing that left thigh closer to you. Nodding left thigh towards you. Do a little rock left, right. And back through center, hugging left thigh closer to you as you push that right thigh away with your elbow. Go a little deeper with that stretch, extend left leg long, sole of the foot facing up towards the side. Breathe. And then left foot comes down onto the mat. Extend that right leg up in the air one more time, holding on the back of the leg. See if the leg is up for a little deeper stretch. Maybe gently drawing that right knee towards right shoulder. And then right foot comes onto the mat. Extend the right leg up. Left leg extends. Inhale, arms up overhead. Spread those fingers wide. Hook your thumbs. Try to draw the thumbs away from one another as you reach those arms overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug left knee to chest. Hugging left knee to chest towards shoulder. Maybe a little left and right here. And come back through center, taking the breath in. Exhale, hug left knee closer to chest. Keep hold of that knee with the right hand. Left arm opens up in T position, half T. Out to the side, palm faces out or down. Taking a breath in. Exhale, drawing that knee to the right. Knee and thigh draw to the right, keeping left shoulder anchored. Turning to look left. Breathe in here in your twist. And then extend that leg if you like, holding onto the knee with your right palm, pressing through the heel, keeping that left shoulder grounded. So if you want a hamstring stretch, otherwise just stay here in your twist. And inhale. Exhale, come back through center. Hug left knee to chest again. And then extend that leg up into the air. Now your right leg can stay long, or you can have your foot on the ground. Again, Keep a nice bend in that left knee. That may mean that the leg is away from you. All right, we're warming up with mindful intention of seeing what feels right, what feels good, feels safe for our muscles, our body. Breathe in here. Just realize I probably need to turn up the volume. So breathing into the back of that left leg. And then bring that foot down and rest left ankle on right thigh. And slide that right foot onto the mat, opening left knee away. Pigeon. Decide which way you want to go with this. This may be a perfectly good opening for you with foot on the mat, or you may want to slide a block underneath that right foot so that right thigh is a little closer to you and stay here. Or left hand reaches between the opening clasp and behind right thigh, drawing that right thigh closer to you, opening left knee away. And breathing. Imagine sending breath to the left glute, the left piriformis. And you have that option of extending right leg up into the air. Sole of the foot facing the ceiling. And right foot comes down onto the mat. Left leg extends up into the air one more time, feeling into hamstrings. Notice, does the leg feel any looser and more inclined to come towards your left shoulder? And imagine sending breath to the back of your leg. And hugging knees to chest, cross at the ankles as you hug knees to chest. So ankles are crossed, hugging knees to chest. And then take a rock up. So come on up. And then we'll swing feet around for child's pose. And we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose, so knees wide, big toes touch. And if this is too much for the hips or the knees, you can have knees parallel. Or have nose to the mat. And if that doesn't quite work, you can have a block under your chest or under your forehead. As you work with your wide-legged child's pose and a deepening breath. Slow, steady breath in through the nose. And exhaling with the sigh. Slow, steady breath in through the nose. Exhale with a ha. One more time, breathing in. Ha. Turn the typical breath. Breath downward. And if arms are not fully extended in front of you, so maybe like cactus arms or arms along your legs, move your arms away from you, walk the fingertips away. And then we're going to inhale, lift up, shift forward a bit, hips shift forward, and finding Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, we shift our hips away from shoulders a bit, elbows under shoulders, resting on forearms and palms. Press into the toes, tops of the toes. Pubic bone presses down. Elbows press into your mat. Imagine drawing them towards you. Notice to get some length here. Rolling those shoulders back. Maybe a gentle drawing together of shoulder blades. One more breath here in your Sphinx pose, lengthening through the spine. Drop your head, tuck your chin, shift your elbows toward you, come on up. The hands and knees, so that hips are directly over knees. And then slide your hands away for puppy stretch, nice stretch for lower back. So in puppy, arms are fully extended, head melts again onto a block, or maybe forehead rests right on the mat. Heart is heavy, reaching towards the mat. Hips stay over knees. Imagine sending breath up and down the spine. The slight engagement of the abdominal muscles, navel drawing the spine. One more breath here. And then elbows land on the mat, side hands closer to you as you lift up. We're going to come to kneeling, eventually sitting on the heels. Now, for some people, that's a very deep bend in the knees. And what's best is either a bolster if knees are really tender, or your folded blanket in here. So either sitting on the heels or a folded blanket. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and to the left, feeling a nice stretch through right side body. Maybe a slight lift of the hips. Either gazing straight ahead or to where wall meets ceiling, or if it's okay for the neck, let your head drop. Tuck your chin, will lift up. And now right hand finds the ground. We sweep that left arm up and back. I actually like to reach the arm a little bit to the right to feel that stretch along the front of the left side. And again, you can take a little lift of the hips if you care to. And lower arm. Come on back through tabletop, removing whatever prop you may have there. And as we sit back towards heels, hold on to the heels. Forehead meets the mat for rabbit pose. So hug those heels towards you, kind of tractioning the heels. So now that you have a sense of what rabbit pose is about, and by the way, you may keep that blanket or bolster between thighs and calves if this is still too deep that it needs. Lift your head up, move it away from you a little bit, and then try hugging heels, drawing heels towards you. See if there's any difference in the posture there. So getting a bit more length in the spine and hugging heels, drawing heels towards you for rabbit. And release rabbit. Come to tabletop position. Toes curl under. We'll come to down dog. Now, some of you might like to do down dog at the wall. So if you do, standing at a wall, arms at shoulder height, walk back away from the wall so you get some length in the hips. If you're on your mat, toes curled under, take a breath in. Exhale, hips lift up and back. And we pedal through this. So if you're at the wall, arms are at the wall, we walk back. Head lowers between the arms as we shift hips away from us. Pedal. Weight of the body shifts to the left foot. Inhale, sweep right leg up. Bend the knee over the heel, over to the left, opening to right hip. Breathing here. And then come back through center, hug knee towards chest. Weight of the body shifts forward. Left foot comes forward. We take a wide stance at our mat. Wide legged forward. So you decide how deeply you want to bend those knees. Working here in wide-legged forward fold, hands can be on the block, on the mat, or you can hold on the opposite elbows. And let the forehead rest on the forearm. Breathing here. Maybe a little shifting left and right, swaying left and right with the elbows. And then let the hands find the mat. And palms come to the mat. We step one foot back and the other down to our child's pose. If you want to come up through down dog again. If you're at the wall, you stay at the wall. Arms extended, head between arms, and just shift the hips back. If you're on your mat, take a breath. Exhale, hips lift up and back. Down the heels. And then weight of the body shifts to the right foot. Inhale, sweep left leg long. Hook the knee, heel reaches over to the right, opening through left hip. And then come back through center, hug left knee towards chest. Shift the weight of the body forward. Left foot comes forward to the left side of the mat. Right foot comes forward to the right side of the mat. Again, wide leg forward fold. Find whatever variation works for you. Fingers on the mat, fingers on the block, or holding opposite elbows. Breathe in here. And fingers find the mat. Step back. Again, to tabletop position, this time finding your blocks. And placing them at the top of your mat. From here, right foot comes forward for low lunge. So right foot's forward enough that the right knee is stacked over right ankle. Blocks can shift back so your hands are under your shoulders, allowing you to roll shoulders up, back, and down. Low lunge. Try this with the toes curled under just for something different. Left hip is heavy. We do lift up out of the pelvis. Maybe you're at the highest height with the blocks, so that you can get that nice lift from the pelvis, shoulders rolled up, back. Breathing here through your low lunge. And next we will lift the left knee off the mat so the toes are not curled under. Curl those left toes under. Inhale, exhale, left knee lifts up, right hip shifts back, modified pyramid pose. So right leg moves towards straight, left heel's off the mat, head hangs over the right thigh. You do have the option of shifting those left toes forward and landing the heel on the mat. That's if you want a deeper stretch of the hamstrings on the right side. Otherwise, heel is lifted on the left foot, right hip is drawing back, head's hanging over the right thigh. Breathing here. And slowly lower that left knee down. One more time through our low lunge. Left thigh is heavy, hip is heavy. We're lifting up from the pelvis. And right foot meets left. Right knee meets left, and then we draw that left forward for low lunge on the other side. So we're here in our low lunge. Again, left knee directly over ankle. Right thigh heavy, right hip heavy. Shoulders are rolled back, we're lifting out of the hips. And you can play with toes curled under in your little lunge. And if toes are not curled under on the right side yet, please curl those under. Inhale, exhale, lift that right knee. Left hip shifts back, left leg moves towards center, modified pyramid. Breathe into your head, hang over left thigh. Want a deeper experience through the left leg, really draw that left hip crease back. One more breath here. And then bend that left knee, pop that right foot forward, finding the forward fold. Legs in, feet in, more of a hip distance versus the wide leg fold. Sweep your arms behind you. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach those fingertips up to the ceiling, lengthening out of hips. Maybe reach one hand up towards the ceiling and then the other climbing that imaginary rope. And from this nice lengthened place, palms come together, steeple that forefinger and thumb come together. Other fingers curl under. We'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hips press right as arms draw up and over to the left. Your other option is hands behind head. Or one hand on hip, one arm reaching up and over. If this doesn't work. Inhale, back through center, exhale. Inhale, lengthen upward. Exhale, hips press left, arms draw up and over to the right. And back through center, arms sweep down. Arms stay beside you as you wiggle those fingers, bend the knees. Fingertips are going to reach down to the ground on either side of the feet. Head drops. Another way to come into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms behind you. Exhale, come all the way up. Lengthening, lengthening. And then arms sweep. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Hands come to hips. Step that right foot back to the center of the mat for warrior two legs. Virabhadrasana 2. Right foot is at the center of the mat. Nice angle on that back foot. So if you need to lift the heel up and move it away from you. Left knee is bent and it's directly over the ankle. Left knee directly over ankle. Inhale, arms float up to shoulder height. Find your warrior two arms. Inhale, front leg moves to straight. Arms come up above the head. Exhale. We come back down to our warrior two arms. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, find your warrior two. Inhale, front leg moves to straight, arms overhead. This time, right hand comes down to the thigh. And we move into our reverse triangle. So front leg is straighter, move inches straight, we're reaching that left arm up and overhead. Left arm sweeps down. We find our warrior two, gazing over front, middle finger. Inhale, front leg moves to straight, palms overhead. Exhale, we open up and then left hand reaches down, either resting elbow on thigh for side angle, or it comes all the way to the ground or to a block. And we either reach arm overhead or fingertips up to the ceiling. So side angle, that left knee is bent directly over ankle. And we're opening through chest. Pushing into the feet, come on up. Back foot meets front. I'm taking my socks off because this is not not very stable. And I'm going to stand here so I can still face you when we come to the other side. So we're still at the top of our mat. Hands on hips to start. Big step back with the left leg. To the center of the mat. Front heel intersects arch of the back foot. And that back heel can move back. And then we find a nice bend in that right knee. Making sure it's supported by you. Inhale, arms float up to shoulder height. Remember, it's back and front arm, shoulder height. Gazing over the front of the finger. Inhale, front leg moves to straight. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, we find our warrior two. Inhale, front leg moves to straight. Arms float up above. Exhale. Inhale, arms float up ahead. Exhale, gaze straight in. This time we inhale, front leg moves to straight, arms are up above. Left hand finds left thigh. We reach up and back for reverse triangle. Front leg moving to straight. And then we come forward with the arms, back foot meets front, arms sweep up overhead. Pause. Pause here, hands in prayer position in front of you. Feel into the body, notice heart beating. And eyes float open if they're closed, arms come down alongside you. So this next sequence will involve some balance. So you may need to be alongside a wall or even have a wall in front of you. So we're going to be stepping back and then forward, lifting the knee. So we'll start out in high lunge, or some call it warrior one, with heel lifted. Big step back with the right foot to the right edge of the mat. Heel stays lifted. So if you need to shift that left foot forward, to the left to get a wider stance, go ahead. First, we bend that right knee. Thank you. Right knee is bent, reaching to the mat, and then right heel reaches to the floor. Feel that stretch along the front of that right leg. It's like tuck of the tailbone, shoulders are broad, and hands on hips. Feeling into the right Excuse me. So I'm going to build the sequence of balance once, and then we'll do it all together. So you can take it in stages or simply watch. So in stages, we sweep that right foot forward, toe can touch down, and then we lift that. My goodness. Wow. Reach that right up. I gotta find a tissue. Pause. Right foot can come down. Oh my gosh. Have a tissue. Okay. Here, take it with me. I don't know what's going on here. You're allergic to me. I'm allergic to I don't know what, the carpet. So right toes on the mat, big step back. Toe curls under, heels lifted up. You bend that right knee down to the mat. And then right heel reaches towards the mat, feeling that nice stretch through the front of the right leg. So bring that right foot forward, either the toe touches down or your right is sweeping up. Hands stay on hips, or you can have them out in the T position if that helps. Remember, gazing at a spot or on the floor or straight ahead of you. Working with balance here, arm can be on the wall, if that helps. And we're going to take a big step back again to that warrior one, heel lift. All right, so use a wall, a chair, a couch, if that helps. We're going to do this again. Now that you have a sense of what we're doing here. So bend that right knee towards the mat. Right heel reaches towards the mat. Use your abdominals to support you, hips towards navel, navel towards in. Inhale, either touch down and then lift up, or sweep forward. Hands on hips or out in the T. Gazing at your drishti, lifting out of hips. It's like lift at the heart. And then we'll land. Foot comes down, hands come to prayer position. Slowing the breath down. So we use a lot of large muscles. Sequence. Slowing the breath down. Notice heartbeat. And hands come to hips. We'll come to the other side. So big step back with the left foot. Toes are curled under. So again, you can shift that right foot to the right edge of the mat for a wider stance to feel more step. When you feel you've got your foundation through the base of the front foot, toes of the left. Bend that left knee, reaching it down to the mat. And then reach that left heel to the mat. Feeling the stretch to the front of that left thigh. Tailbone lengthens. And next we will gaze at a spot on the floor or the wall, navel engaged. You either start, stop through here, toe on the mat and lift the knee, or sweep forward into that lift. And arms can be out in T position. Use that wall on the right side. Engage abdominals, navel to spine as you reach that left foot back, toes curl under. Find that high lunge or warrior one with heel lifted. Left knee bends towards the mat. Heel reaches to the mat on the left side. Tucking tailbone. All right, engage abdominals, navel to spine. Gazing at your drishti, either sweep that left leg up. Touch down with your left toe, then. Left foot finds the mat, hands come to prayer position. Pause. 3 slow, steady breaths in. Hands come down. The hips. Step your feet wide, just as we did when we were in that wide-legged forward fold, although now the heels are going to come in, so maybe your toes are off the mat. I'm going to show a modified version of a squat. If you want to lower all the way down, or lower than what I'm going to demonstrate, go right ahead. You know what we're talking about here for the squat. So we'll inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come to prayer position. Lift those elbows. Elbows are lifted. Bend those knees out to the side. So this may be your squat. So knees reaching in the direction of the toes. Heels are grounded on the mat. Your other option is, I like to go a little wider. Lower all the way down, elbows press inside the thighs, and we lift through the heart. And whether you're here or lower, we're going to fold forward, finding the mat. And one knee comes onto the mat, other knee comes onto the mat, or you lower your hips back if you're in a nice low squat. Just lower back. So we'll find ourselves here, sitting on the mat. And legs extend out long in front of us. Give a massage to the back of the legs. And then open that right leg out at an angle. Sole of the left foot comes inside the right leg. I know this as Janu Shirshasana. It's also considered half butterfly. We're going to turn to face that right foot. Turn to face the right foot. Take a nice breath in, lengthen. Exhale, heart reaches forward, palms face up, making it more of a passive stretch as heart reaches towards me. Breathing here. You may feel this on the left side of the lower back, that's okay. As long as it's not a pinching. Send breath to places where you feel sensation. And then walk your hands in front of you. So now we're walking hands in front of us, doing a little bit of a forward fold here in half butterfly. And then walk hands towards you, coming up out of your halfway. Welcome to the other side. So now it's the left leg that extends long. Sole of the right foot comes inside the left thigh. And we inhale, lengthen, lifting up out of hips. Exhale, heart reaches forward, palms float up. Back of the hands rest on the floor. As heart reaches forward. And take another couple of breaths here. And then walk your hands inside that leg and then away from you. Forward fold and half butterfly. And then hands walk towards you, lifting out of the half. Finding your block will come to supported bridge. Now, if you don't have a block, blanket works, cushion works, pillow works. Lowering down onto your back, feet are parallel, knees and thighs parallel. Get some length, hips reaching away from shoulders, shoulders reaching away from hips. And with that block handy, inhale, hips lift up, slide the block underneath the sacrum. So long edge of the block lines up with your waistband. And hips are supported, and just like fish, we're opening through chest and collarbones. Maybe even lift up a little bit so you can tuck those shoulder blades towards one another, get a little puff in through the chest. Breathing here, slowing the breath down in supported fish. Now, if you don't have any of these props handy, you can be, we're reclining on the mat with legs up in the air, soles of the feet facing the ceiling. That's the alternative to supported bridge. And if you're in supported bridge with the sacrum on the block, you have the option of legs extending up in the air, just like our friends without blocks, who are in a version of legs up the wall. But make sure this feels okay for the lower back if you do extend your legs in supported bridge. Have your legs extended, whether it's in supported bridge or with back on the mat. Lower your feet down. Here in supported bridge, we'll inhale, hips lift up, shift that block to the side. Slowly lower that back down onto the mat, one vertebra at a time. And then let those knees fall away from one another, soles of the feet together. Your other option is feet wide, knees touch. I like to draw the lower back closer to the mat with my legs open here in butterfly. And wherever you are, legs extend long and then open them up wide, so legs may be in the shape of a V. And either arms in cactus pose, or arms extend forward head in the shape of a V. Slowing the breath. And then walk those feet closer to one another. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug one knee to chest and then the other. So holding on to knees with hands, take a rock side to side. Come back through center. Open those knees wide. Reach tailbone down to the mat. Breathe in here. And come into any other movement, any other posture, maybe like happy baby, ankles stacked above knees, soles facing, sole of feet facing the ceiling. Nice for the lower back. Tailbone reaching to the mat. And then set yourself up for relaxation pose, Shavasana. So if you've got those props of a blanket or cushions, I invite you to put the rolled blanket underneath the knees. Arms are out to the side, other palms face up or down. Maybe you cover up. And settle down. Settle down. Settle in. Maybe you shift to some vagus breath to really enhance a sense of relaxation. Breathing in to the count of 4 through the nose, breathing out through the mouth to the count of 6. Shifting to a slow, steady breath in through the nose As you exhale, imagine you're breathing out through the back of the head. Back of the head gets heavy on the mat. Deep breath in through the nose. Imagine breathing out through the back body, back of the shoulders. Heavy, touching the neck. Slow, steady breath in. As you exhale, imagine the rest of your back. Pushing down to the mat as you exhale out through the back. So using visualization here, intention, sinking more deeply into your mat. Taking a breath in. Exhale, imagine breathing out through the back body, the hips, the glutes. It's heavy, touching. Inhale, exhale out from the back of the legs. Breath in. Exhaling through the heels, heels. Into deep in your breath. Move your head right and left, slowly head on and up. And a gentle movement back to the body. Maybe you reach arms overhead and stretch long. And then hug knees to chest. Rolling to one side. Pause. With eyes closed or soft gaze, pressing up. Finding a comfortable seat. Hands resting on thighs or knees just as we began our practice. Follow breath as it flows in. See if you can feel breath as you inhale on the back of the throat. Imagine following breath down the throat, down to the lungs, the very base of the lungs. And follow breath out. Follow breath out from the base of the lungs, up, throat. Left hand comes to the center of the chest. Right hand rests on top of left. Drop your bow into center. Grateful for our bodies that supported us in our practice. Calling to mind anything else you're feeling grateful for in this moment. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale. Inhale, opening up, sending that vibration of gratitude out. Thank you for being with us today. Friends at home, friends in person. Apologies for that sneezing fit. Something a little different. Mixing it up for you. Okay, friends, nice to have you with us, Anne. Have a good week. Have a good day, everybody. See you next week.